All right, this is a Monopoly game for the Game Show Emporium channel. VTR March 7th, 2026. Air date, hopefully, March 8th, 2026. Got our players. Andy taking on Russ and Phillip. We begin in 3, 2, 1. Yes, Monopoly, the world's most popular board game, is now Monopoly the TV game. Here come the players, the red player Andy, the gold player Russ, and the green player Phillip. Here comes our Mr. Monopoly Logan, and here's your host of Monopoly, Jose Cazarez.
Yay!
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. What is happening here? Welcome into a special game of Monopoly we're doing here for the Game Show Emporium channel. Just here to add a little variety. I'm your guest host of this particular game, Jose Cazerez, and tonight I've got 3 players who are looking to try to earn their way towards an opportunity to go once around the block for a chance at a huge cash jackpot. So let's go ahead and meet our 3 players for our game of Monopoly. Starting things off, we have Pack player, better known as Andy.
Hello.
Welcome to Monopoly, Andy. What should the folks at home know about you?
I am a college student in my hometown in Columbia, and I'm ready to have some fun.
All right. Best of luck to you, Andy. Next up, our man in the middle, known as the Nighthawk here in the Game Show Emporium. Welcome in, Mr. Russ Bielefeld.
Hi.
What should the folks at home know about you?
Yeah, everybody already knows me by now, but we have new viewers all the time, new subscribers. So, yeah, I'm Russ Bielefeld, 45 years old from Towson, Maryland. A medical administrator, married, 6 sons, 2 grandsons, world champion board gamer, Sudoku guy, crossword guy, Wordle guy, late night dailies, make me famous, make me rich, all that.
All right, well, you've got quite the lifestyle for yourself, I can say that. Wish you the best of luck here on Monopoly. And last but not least, our green player, we have Phillip.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I tried to emphasize the fuck. Well, Phillip, what should the audience know about you?
29 years old. I'm a custodian at a local high school on the weekdays, and on the weekends, I'm usually just chilling with you guys. Also, I don't know, does anybody else hear the intro music for the thing? Because I couldn't hear it.
Nope. Yeah,
That's a big old fuck up of mine.
And I scrolled over and I was like, yeah, his stream's at full volume. But I was just like,
I never shared stream audio. Whoops.
Ah.
Well, we can't fix that in post. So that's going to sound real awkward coming out of my mouth.
Here, hold on. Let me just make sure the audio is good. Here, 1 second. Oh, he didn't want the buzzer. So I was going to buzz in and just see if the little buzz sound would go.
Let's test the buzzers real quick.
Let's see. Yep, there's the buzzer sound. We're good.
All right, good.
Okay.
Fucking damn it.
That's okay. There's ways to work around it, Jose. We're good.
All right, well, Phillip, good luck to you on Monopoly. Good luck to all 3 of our players. Let's get right into our game here. We're off to a terrible start, as I already fucked up the introduction.
Well, it's kind of been that kind of a night here at GSC. Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah, sadly. All right, well, players, here's how this game is going to work. This game is going to consist of 3 major rounds here in this game. Our first round is the acquisition round, where you'll answer questions to try to claim as many properties on this board as you can. Then we go on to round 2, the big money round, where you'll add improvements to your own properties and try to claim as much money as you can. And then the once around the block bonus round, where the winner of this game will have the chance to play for a big cash jackpot. So, with that being said, we're going to start things off with our acquisition round. We're going to go to each individual property one at a time. I will ask a trivia question. It is a general knowledge question. Hit your buzz as soon as you think you know it. If you're right, you'll get the property value of that particular property that we're on. But be careful. Buzzing and you're wrong, you'll lose that property value. And yes, you can go in the negative, so don't ask. Now, if nobody's able to get a question right, we'll cut the property value in half one time. And we keep going until somebody gets a question right. Now, if you happen to own all the properties of a particular group, you get the combined property value added to your score. The more property groups you have, the more improvements you can add to them. That being said, we know Phillip's buzzer works. Let's test the other two players, Andy and Russ. Excellent. All right. Everybody's buzzers work perfectly. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and start off with our brown property group. Going to start things off with Mediterranean Avenue. It is worth $60. Here comes our first question of the night. Helvetica, Lucida, and Times New Roman are all types of what? Russ.
They were all fonts or typefaces, or what do you want to call them?
Fonts is correct. That is $60 to you. All right, so you've got the Mediterranean Avenue. We now go to our next brown property group, Baltic Avenue. It's also worth $60. Here comes your question. Lance Armstrong was stripped of how many Tour de France titles? Again, Lance Armstrong was stripped of how many Tour de France titles? Time. Correct answer there was 7. Yeah, I got denied that many. All right, let's try this one. We cut the property value in half. We're now playing for $30. In Hindu society, which animal is honored as a symbol of unselfish giving? Russ.
Cow?
Cows is correct. $30 goes to you, and you have now claimed both properties in the brown property group, which means we're going to add $120 to your score. So, you are up to $210, and you now own the brown property group. All right, next up, we go to our light blue property group. We start things off at Oriental Avenue, worth $100, and here comes the next question. Out of all the continents of the world, which is the only one that has no cities? Andy.
Australia? Oh, I mean,
No, that is incorrect. That's going to actually cost you $100.
Yep. I know it is now. And I just
So you're in the hole. Anyone else? Russ.
Antarctica.
Antarctica, yep. It's just one big ice land, if you will. So, Russ, that is correct.
Oh, well.
$100 goes to you. You're now up to $310. You own Oriental Avenue. Next up, we go to Vermont Avenue, also worth $100. And here comes your question. What last name or surname can mean a cartoon lasagna-loving cat and a U.S. president? Phillip.
Garfield?
Garfield is correct. $100 goes to you. All right, so Russ owns one. Phillip owns one. We now go to Connecticut Avenue worth $120. All right, let's keep it going with this next question. What marsupial is named after a form of fake death? Again, what marsupial hit Russ?
That'd be an opossum.
Yep. The method of fake death, of course, being playing a possum. You are correct. $120 goes to you. All right, so now because more than one player owns the property group, Russ owns 2 properties and Phillip has 1. We're going to do a little trivia showdown to see who gets the property group. Now, no money at stake here. We just keep going until someone reaches the required amount of questions. So, Russ, you just need 1 more correct answer to claim the blues. Phillip, you need 2. Andy, you'll sit out of this one. For Russ and Phillip, here's the next question for the property group. In 1926, which company created the first waterproof wristwatch called the Oyster? Again, in 1926, which company created the first waterproof wristwatch? Time, really? Nobody knew that one, huh? What if I told you it was Rolex?
Ah, darn.
Oh. Those
Yeah,
expensive ones.
Rolexes were
Okay.
around back then. All right, let's try this one. In the Beatles, who played bass on most of the songs? Phillip.
Shit.
That's
Darn.
time. Russ, you can take it. Go for it.
I think it was Paul McCartney.
Sir Paul McCartney, that is correct. So, you get the light blue property group. And you get its combined value of $320. Taking you now up to $750. All right. Russ owns all of them on First Street, but we are just getting started. We now go to the Magenta property group. St. Charles Place is our first destination. It is worth $140, and here comes the next question. On which part of your body might you be said to have a chip if you were holding a grudge? Russ again.
Or shoulder.
A chip in your shoulder. That is correct. You get $140. Taking you up to $890. I should also mention all 3 players are back in. So Andy, you are free to buzz in now as you will. All right, we now move on to States Avenue, worth $140. Here comes the next question. The Aztecs were located in what Latin American nation? Andy.
Mexico?
Say it again.
Mexico.
There you go. You got one. Mexico is correct. You get $140 and you're out of the hole. Taking you up to $40. So you now own one of the Magentas. All right, we move on now to Virginia Avenue. This is worth $160. And here is the next question. On the pH scale, pure water is neutral. What is its number? Russ.
7.
7 is correct. You get another $160, taking you now to $1,050. All right, so now it's showdown time once again. Russ owns 2 of the Magentas. Andy owns 1. So, Russ, you need 1 correct answer to claim the Magentas. Andy, you just need 2 of them. All right, Phillip, you'll sit out. Here's our first question for the showdown. All right. In the Child's Play series of films, what is the name of the evil antagonist? Russ for the group.
Chucky.
You know what they say, you just can't keep a good guy down. Chucky is correct. You get the Magenta property group and its combined value of $440, taking you now up to $1,490. It's been one-sided so far, but still lots of groups to try to acquire players, so don't count yourselves out yet. now go on to the orange property group. We start things off at St. James Place, $180 at stake, and here is the first question for this group. What type of facial feature is a goatee? Andy. Andy? If you're trying to speak, I can't hear you.
He put it in the chat.
He said
there.
beard in chat.
He put it in the chat.
Oh, his mic went out. All right, yep. Beard is correct. So you go up to $220. All right, so Andy owns one. Next question is this. Eric Bana and Edward Norton have both played which green suit? Andy again. Oh, gotta add him back in. He says Incredible Hulk, and that is also correct. Tennessee Avenue worth $180. And that's what you get. That takes you now up to $400. All right, let's just make sure we can hear you, Andy.
That's 1, 2.
Perfect. All right, you're back in.
Yep.
So you have 2 of the orange groups. You get this next one, you get the whole group to yourself. Here we go. We now move on to New York Avenue. $200 up for grabs. And here is the question. In the Bible, what are chapters divided into? That's Russ again.
Verses.
They are divided into verses. You are correct. $200 goes to you. You now go up to $1,690.
Nice.
All right, well, it's now time for another. Yeah, you do. Damn it, Leota. All right, well, Russ
Damn it, Leota.
and Andy, you both will be participating in another showdown for the orange property group. Andy, you have 2 of them. Russ, you have 1. So, Andy, you need 1 correct answer to claim the group. Russ, you need 2. First showdown question is this. Which is the only state in the U.S. with a 1-syllable name? Russ again.
Maine.
Maine is correct. That's 1 for you. Next correct answer gets the property group. All right, for the property group. According to the infamous superstition, how many years of bad luck can result from breaking a mirror? Russ for the group.
7.
7 years bad luck. You are correct, and you get the orange property group, as well as its combined value of $560, taking you now up to $2,250. All right, we now move on to the red property group. We start things off at Kentucky Avenue, worth $220. And the first question is this. What color is the gemstone peridot? That's P-E-R-I-D-O-T. Russ.
I'm going to take a shot at yellow.
No, that's going to cost you $220. You drop down to $2,030. Anyone else? Again, what color is the gemstone peridot? Andy or Phillip? Time. It's actually green.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I was thinking pink or purple.
I was thinking blue. I was
Kind of surprised Phillip didn't jump at. Kind of surprised Phillip didn't jump at the opportunity, but then again, I don't think he knew for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got to cut the property value in half, so now it's worth $110. And here is the next question. The acronym used for the acronym that is calculated by dividing a person's weight by their height is squared is known as their Ross?
Body mass index.
known as their BMI. What does it stand for? Great anticipation. You redeemed yourself. You get $110, taking you up to $2,140. You own one of the Reds. Here is the next one. All right. We move on now to Indiana Avenue, worth $220. And here is the next question. In Roman numerals, what letter has the highest value? Andy.
C?
No, that's going to cost you $220. You drop down to $180. Anyone else? Russ.
M, as in money.
M is correct. That is for $1,000. So you get $220 more, taking you up to $2,360. All right, we move on now over to Illinois Avenue, worth $240. All right, here is next question. All right. As of the end of 2019, which was the only element in the periodic table with a name that started with the letter U? Russ?
Uranium.
You figured it out. Uranium is correct. You pick up another $240, taking you up to $2,600. And with that, you have now also owned the entire Red property group. Let me buzz you back in here. You get the combined value of $680, taking you now up to $3,280. All right. Next up, we go to the Yellow property group. We start things off at Atlantic Avenue. It is worth $260. Here comes the question. What sickness is caused by the rhinovirus? Andy?
A cold?
We'll accept it. The common cold is correct. You pick up $260, taking you up to $440. So you own one of the yellows. Next up, we go to Ventnor Avenue. This is worth $260. And here is your question. Back to the Bible we go for this one. Who was the first baby to be born in the Bible? Andy again.
Cain?
Say it again.
Cain.
Cain is correct. You pick up another $260, taking you up to $700. And you now own two of the yellow properties. Interesting. Okay. That being said, we now go to Marvin Gardens. This is worth $280. And here comes your question for this property. What fruit links stories about Sir Isaac Newton and William Tell? Andy.
The apple.
Apple is correct. You pick up $280, taking you up to $980. And you have claimed the yellow property group. You get the property group's combined value of $800. And you now go up to $1,780. And we got ourselves a game. All right, so Andy now owns a property group. See, Phillip, if he can do it, you can do it. All right, we go to jail space, and we go to our next property group, the green property group. We start things off with Pacific Avenue. It is worth $300. All right, and here comes the first question for this group. Which duo released the iconic meme-worthy song that starts with the words, "Hello, darkness, my old friend"? Russ.
That would be Simon and Garfunkel.
Just for bonus points, do you know the name of the song?
It's the Sound of Silence.
He knows it's Simon and Garfunkel. That is correct. You get $300, taking you up to $3,580. All right, so you own one of the greens. All right, here is the next question for North Carolina Avenue we're going to go to now, also worth $300. Keeping it going with pop music here. Which singer-songwriter topped the charts in 2020 with their iconic dance song, Blinding Lights? Andy.
The Weekend.
Weekend is correct. You pick up $300 more, taking it out to $2,080. All right, Russ has one. Andy has one. We now move on to Pennsylvania Avenue, worth $320. Here comes the question. What nickname is given to a police picture of a criminal's face? Russ.
A mugshot.
Mugshot is correct. That you pick up another $320, taking you up to $3,900. And now we got to have another showdown. So Russ has two of the greens. Andy has one. So Andy, you need two correct answers to claim the group. Russ, you need just one. All right. No money at stake. Phillip, you'll sit out of this one. Here comes the first showdown question. Egypt lies on which continent? Andy.
Africa.
Africa's correct. One correct answer down for you. Next correct answer claims the property group.
Clear the buzzer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oops.
There we go.
I'll focus on finding another question I forgot. All right, listen carefully, players. For the property group, the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences of the U.S. presents what prestigious awards? Russ.
The Grammys.
Grammys is correct, and you have claimed the green property group. And you get the combined value of $920, taking you now up to $4,820. All right, we now move on to our final property group of the acquisition round, the dark blue property group. We start things off, as always, here in the blue property group with Park Place. It is worth $350. Here comes the first question. Which sport originally used peach baskets nailed to walls as Phillip?
Basketball.
Welcome back to the game, sir. Basketball is correct. You pick up $350, take you up to $450. Which sport originally used peach baskets nailed to walls as goals? You are correct.
He's a stick.
All right, and now we go to the most. Now we go to the most expensive property of the game, Boardwalk. $400 up for grabs. Here comes the question. All right. Phil needs to get this if he wants to claim the property group. In the iconic song of the 12 Days of Christmas, how many lords were leaping? Phillip.
10.
10 is correct. You pick up $400 for yourself, taking up to $850, and you have claimed the dark blue property group. You get its combined value of $750, taking you now up to $1,600. And that brings us to the end of our acquisition round. So everybody has at least one property group, which is what we like to see around here. So let's take a look at where we stand in terms of the scores. We have Phillip in third place with one property group and $1,600 for his total. Andy is in second with $2,080 and one property group for himself. And 6 property groups for Russ, our leader, at $4,820. So folks, it may have been a long round, but when we come back, our players are going to be making improvements to each of their property groups. And when we come back from this break, we will move around the board. And, oh boy, things are about to get chaotic as we will play our big money round here on Monopoly. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back to Monopoly. During the commercial break, we had our players make improvements on their property groups, and as you can see from the board, everybody has enough to convert their entire properties into a hotel, but city, pretty much, because every single one of them had enough to build hotels on every single one of their properties. And of course, the way the values were for the folks at home is that each house is worth up $50, and then to buy a hotel, it is worth another $50. So $250 to turn every single property into a hotel. Well, $250 each property. So that meant everybody had enough to put hotels everywhere. All right. Now it comes the time where we are going to go ahead and bring out our Mr. Monopoly for tonight's episode, which we have graciously welcomed in a good member here at the Game Show Point. We have Logan here with us.
Hello there, Mr. Jose. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. What are your thoughts on this game so far? I mean, it started off with Russ dominating, but then Andy and Phillip picked up property groups for themselves, so this may not be so easy for us.
Yeah, and considering the fact that there are hostile takeovers, from what I understand, and this is going to be interesting. And I don't know if you can see it, but on my screen here, to follow along, I got my own Monopoly board here, and it's the Here and Now edition. So we're going to be flying to all kinds of places here.
All right, well, and though you've got the dice ready at your disposal, we'll go ahead and come back here. I've got a 15-minute timer at the ready. Now, that being said, here's how this is going to work, gentlemen. We're going to spend 15 minutes going around the board as many times as possible. If we stop on a property, the owner of that property will get a question that they get to answer with no money at risk. They get it right, they get the property value added to their total. If they're wrong, no money is lost, but it becomes a showdown toss-up question for the other two players, and they can steal the property value for themselves. Now, if they're right, they'll steal the property values and they'll add it to their total, but if they're wrong, they'll lose that property value. But it does not go to the original owner. Keep that in mind. Now, along the way, there are certain other spaces that we can stop by. We have the tax spaces. If we stop at each one of those, each of y'all will pay the taxes to the free parking jackpot. We also have the chance and community chest cards, which that will be selected via a random number generator. We also have the utilities. That'll basically give you a chance to earn some additional money. You'll play for $100 times whatever's rolled. The free parking jackpot will increase each time you have to pay something from a tax or a community chest or chance card, whichever one of those happens. And of course, the railroads are the hostile takeovers, where I'll ask a trivia question, and if you get it right, you'll get the opportunity to steal a property group from an opponent. And those can change the game drastically. That being said, I wish all of you the best of luck. We have 15 minutes on our big money round timer. Alright, just loading up the chance and community chest cards as necessary. Alright. Oop, screwed that up. I apologize, guys. There's lots of behind the scenes here going on, trying to figure out what the hell I gotta do here. All right, well, Logan, as soon as you roll the dice, the timer will start. Let's get this shindig underway. Bring out Mr. Monopoly down there. Hold on a second. Where is he?
I'm right here.
That's odd. This Monopoly icon isn't showing up. All right, well, go for it.
All right, then. Here comes the first roll, everyone. Ooh, right off the bat, we got a 7, so we're moving on over to chance.
Oh, buddy. Okay, so stop the clock here for this chance card. All right, we pull up the chance card, and it says, advance to the nearest railroad. Oh, boy.
Oh shit!
Well,
So
looks
we're
like-
going there
okay.
right out of the gate.
All right.
We
On
are
my
going
end,
to
it's
Pennsylvania Railroad.
All right.
So it is hostile takeover time here, folks. I'm going to ask a question. If you get it right, you'll have the opportunity to steal a property group. Here comes the question. Answer your buzzers, players. Which Native American princess became a celebrity after traveling to England in the early 17th century? That's Russ.
Pocahontas.
Is correct. So, now you have a decision of which of the property groups you want to steal.
Oh, I am attacking Atlantic, Ventnor, and Marvin Gardens.
Going for the yellows.
Yep.
All right, so here is how this is going to work. I'm going to ask a question at each property group. You have to get the questions right to have a chance to take over the property. Make one mistake, miss one question along the way, you will lose the property value from your total, and it'll be added to Andy's total. So 1150 at risk as we start things off at Atlantic Avenue. What first question is this? What does a person with celiac disease need to avoid in their diet?
Probably going to be gluten.
Gluten is correct. One down. Next, we go to Ventnor Avenue. Again, 1150 at stake. Here's the next question. Dawson City, a town in the Canadian territory of Yukon, was the center of what activity in the late 19th century?
That was a gold rush.
Gold Rush is correct. Discovery Espanol, don't sue GSC for the love of God. All right,
Yeah.
move on now
Yeah.
to
We don't
Marvin
talk about
Gardens. 1200 at risk. Get it right, you'll steal the red property group. If not, $1,250 goes to Andy's total. Here is your question. Who wrote the 2018 horror novel, The Outsider?
I have absolutely no idea.
No guess?
No, I don't even have a Stephen King, just to guess somebody.
What if I told you that you were right?
What?
Oh.
Wait,
Wait
wait a minute. I screwed up. It is Stephen King. I'm not kidding you. You have stolen the yellow property group. We take away $800 from Andy, and we add it to your total, and we make those yellow property groups golden. With that, this takeover is a success.
I think I just steal the properties. I don't steal money from him.
You don't steal
Yeah.
the combined
Jason
property value.
Yeah,
confirmed
Jason
that.
just confirmed it.
All right, well, you do steal the yellow property group. And with that, the hostile takeover is a success. 14 minutes, 41 seconds left on the clock. We pick up the time with our next roll.
It is a 4.
Well, shit.
Community chest.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. Oh, this is always my favorite.
No, we're not. I'm not going to do the Kevin Henry impersonation. This is not MVG.
Well, I've got some bad news for the yellow player. Must make
Oh shit.
building improvements.
Well, shit.
$50 per house, $250 per hotel, which means, oh boy,
Oh
you
shit.
are going to have
Yeah,
a massive debt coming your way, my friend.
This is going to be $5,000.
Andy, we got a chance.
That was the last
Jason
thing
confirmed
Russ
it.
needed
Maybe.
right there.
Yep. Jason just
Yeah,
confirmed
'cause
it. $5,000.
I'm using the community chess cards and chance cards that are built in with the Travis Griffith software. So holy shnikes, Russ loses $5,000, and I believe does this get added to the jackpot? 'Cause if
No.
it does, it does.
Oh, it does? What?
It gets added to the free parking jack.
Jason says, yeah. Oh, shit.
So $5,000 gets added to the free parking jackpot, which means it's sitting at $5,500.
That gum.
All right, pause the clock a little bit for the calculations, but Russ, you are in the hole. Next roll.
Snake eyes.
Oh shit. Here
Oh
we go again.
boy, we are at the short line. It's time for another hostile takeover. You know how this works? Here comes the question. Let's see. Hands on your buzzers, players. Which lizard's name is derived from the Greek for lion on the ground?
Dead lizard.
Nobody? Time! Oh!
Yeah.
What if the correct answer is a chameleon?
Lizard.
Somebody's gonna do it. Thank you.
never guessed
Leo
it.
and Lion.
Never thought about
Okay.
Leon or lion, yes. We will resume the time now. Next roll.
Looks like we're going to be passing go. It's a 9.
Well, you would be getting the $200 for pass and go, but you're going to have to give it right back because you landed on income tax, so pay $200 to the free parking jackpot, please, and thank you. Which means another $600 gets added to the jackpot. It's at $6,100. Coming up on 13 minutes left. Next roll.
Another 7.
We are at St. Charles Place. So, Russ, here comes a question for you worth $750. Which pop star recorded at his own Paisley Park studios?
That is Prince.
Prince is correct. You get another $750. Takes you up to negative $3,680. Next roll.
5.
A 5.
Yes.
St. James Place. Here comes another question for you, Russ, for $950. There are three fire signs in the zodiac. Name one of them.
Oh, the fire signs. Scorpio.
Not one of them that I can accept. It now becomes a toss-up for Andy and Phillip. Either one of you can buzz in and answer. Again, three fire signs. Andy.
Leo?
Leo is one of them. You get $950, taking you up to $2,280. Aries and Sagittarius were the other two. Next roll.
Another 5.
Just past the jackpot, we go to Kentucky Avenue. So Russ, a chance of redemption here for $1,050. Which Olympic sport uses the lightest weighted ball?
It's probably gonna be ping pong / table tennis.
Would have accepted either one. You are correct. $1,050 goes to you. That takes you up to minus $2,630. Almost said $2,630. Still in the negative. Next roll.
I gotta work my way back up to that.
Uh-oh, 9.
And y'all are going to jail. Pay $50 to get out immediately. Thank you, please. Please and thank you. All right, so we go back to the jail space and we go to another roll.
7.
Son of a bitch.
Here we go again.
All right, here comes our next community chest card for us here. First prize in a beauty pageant. The red player collects $250.
Oh,
So that means
wow.
$250 goes to Andy. He goes up to $2,480. We go to another roll.
8.
Watch out, we are at the B&O Railroad. Another hostile takeover coming up. All right, here is the question for a chance to take over a property group. Mr. Slate is the boss of what cartoon character? Andy. Oh, mic cut off again, I think. Says Flitz, can you be more specific?
Fred Flintstone.
That is the correct answer. All right, so Andy, choose one property group that you would like to try to take over. You don't own any, so anything is fair game.
Mm-hmm. And I would like to get back my old spot.
Going for the
Atlantic
yellows.
Avenue too. Yep.
All right, so we're going to go right to Atlantic Avenue. Now, of course, miss a question at any point, you will lose that property value from your total, and it'll go to the current owner, Russ. You need to get 3 straight correct answers. We'll stop the clock for the hostile takeover. Here comes the first question. All right, first up, Andy. Let's see. Richard Burton was nominated for 7 Oscars. Of those 7 nominations, how many did he win?
I have no idea, so I'm going to give it a guess and say 2.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. He didn't win any out of those 7 nominations. The correct answer is 0, which means you lose $1,150, and it goes into Russ's total, taking him up to minus $1,530, and this hostile takeover ends in a failure. So we clear the buzzers. We start the timer.
Again.
We are Come
You're
again.
welcome, Russ.
All right, we are down to 8 minutes 50 seconds on the clock. Time starts now. Next roll.
Boxcars 12.
Oh boy, big roll here. But it's the luxury tax. So pay up $75, please, and thank you. That'll go into the free parking jackpot at $6,475. 8.5 minutes left to go. Next roll.
3.
All right, well, each of you get $200 for passing go, and you do not give it back to income tax. And we are at Mediterranean Avenue. So, Russ, here comes a question for $250. In the New Testament, which of the apostles was alphabetically first?
Was alphabetically first. I'm going to say Andrew.
I call time. Just after time. I'm sorry, Andy.
Oh,
I think his mic cut off again. Yep, it was Andrew. You are correct, Andy. You take $250. That took a little too long there, Russ. I am sorry about that. So, Andy, you go up to 1705. Next roll.
Ooh, doubles. We got a 4.
Up, Reading Railroad. All right, hostile takeover time once again. Here is the question. Oh, come on, Andy.
My mic
Sounds
is
coming through.
Mike is just so mean to me tonight.
All right, here comes the question for the hostile takeover. The Fire TV range was launched by what retailer? Phillip.
Amazon.
Amazon is correct. Okay, so now you get to choose which property group you want to try to steal.
I like that little corner over there. Let's go with the brown properties.
All right, playing it safe with the brown property group, so we back up a little bit, but we do not pass go. We're going to Mediterranean Avenue. Got to get 2 straight correct answers in order to claim the property group for yourself. That being said, here comes the first question. Phillip, first up. In economics, what word pairs with supply to define a market?
Demand?
Supply and demand. That is correct. Now, get this one right as we move on to Baltic Avenue, and you'll steal the brown property. Miss it, and you'll pay $450 to Russ. Spell out the plural form of crisis.
Oh boy. Okay. C R I S I S E S.
I'm sorry, that is not the correct answer we were looking for. You lose $450. You pay it to Russ. The correct answer is CRISES. Crises. So that means Russ gets another $450. This hostile takeover ends in a failure. And we restart the clock back up. We are under 7 minutes to go. Next roll.
4. Damn.
Fucking damn it. Man, we just can't catch a break with these things. All right.
That looks.
This chance card says go back 5 spaces.
Oh gosh.
seriously?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lord have mercy.
Benevolent, my ass.
Community chest.
Oh my God. All right. For this community chest card says field level suite reservation. Red player receives $200 from each opponent. So, Russ and Phillip each lose $200. And Andy gets $400 added to his total. All right, next roll.
8.
Oh, we're just visiting jail, so nothing happens. Next roll.
6.
St. James Place. All right, Russ, chance to get yourself even closer to being out of the hole. 950 up for grabs. Here is your question. In tennis, the term for the number 0 is what?
Love.
Love is correct. 950 goes your way. You're now negative 205. Almost did it again. Next roll.
3.
New York Avenue. Almost jackpot. All right, Russ, $1,000. Get this right. You're out of the hole. What iconic toy features a drawing screen coated with aluminum powder?
Etch-a-Sketch.
You're out of the hole.
Yay.
You're up to $795. Next roll. Under 5 minutes left to go. An 8. Ventnor Avenue. All right, Russ, opportunity knocking again. Here's a question for $1,150. What word can mean both a brass instrument and an elephant's call?
Trumpet.
Trumpet is correct. $1,150 goes to you. You're now up to $1,945. Next roll.
9.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Well,
Boy, this is getting ridiculous. All right. This chance card says advance to Kentucky Avenue. So what this means is we will be passing go, so each of you get $200. Let's see. There we go, Kentucky Avenue. Here is your question, Russ, for $1,050. In which sport are a high board and springboard used?
it is diving.
Diving is right. 1,050 gets added. You're now to 3,195. Next roll.
4.
Back to the B&O Railroad. All right, another hostile takeover.
Ugh.
Here comes your question for a chance to steal a property group. All right. Okay, skip all those UK questions that nobody's going to, in their right mind, know. All right, here is your question. What candy's name is derived from the words twin biscuit sticks? Phillip.
Twix.
Twix is correct. All right, pick a property group to try to take over.
Well, it didn't work last time. Let's try it again. Brown properties.
All right, we're going to go all the way down to the brown property groups, but we will not pass go. Keep that in mind. So, here comes your first question on Mediterranean Avenue. What is the official language of Cuba?
Is it Spanish?
Spanish is correct. That's one.
Right.
Now we go to Baltic Avenue. Get this right, you steal the property group from Russ. If not, you pay him $450. What would you do with spirulina? That's spirulina. What would you do with spirulina?
Would you sweeten something with it?
Cannot give that to you. That 450 is going to go to Russ. He'll be up to 36.45. The correct answer was you eat it because it's a food supplement. It's not a sweetener. So unfortunately, this hostile takeover ends in a failure. Restart the clock. We are at under 2.5 minutes left to go. Next roll.
6.
Connecticut Avenue. Russ, here comes a question for $600. XC skiing is another name for what winter sport?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? You kind of broke up a little bit.
Yes. XC skiing is another name for what winter sport?
Okay. XC. I hope that is cross country skiing.
Cross country skiing is correct. Another $600 goes to you. You're up to $4,245. Next roll.
3.
All right, we are at Electric Company. So here's how this works. I'm going to ask a question, and if you get it right, it'll be worth 100 times the value of the roll. So in this case, $300 up for grabs. Here comes the question. It is open season. Anybody of you can buzz in. Besides bread, what's the main ingredient in French toast? Phillip.
Egg?
Egg is right. 300 goes to you. You're up to $575. Next roll.
7.
Ooh, so close. New York Avenue, $1,000. Russ, here comes your question for $1,000. What name is given to a baby pig?
Okay, you broke up again. You'll have to repeat that.
Yes. What name is given to a baby pig?
Okay. I thought you said a piglet.
Piglet is right. You go up to $5,245. Next roll.
3.
Oh, geez, here we go again.
Son of a bitch! We're at a minute left
Son
to
of a
go
bitch.
here.
So close.
Lord have mercy. All right. This chance card reads as follows. Advance to Oriental Avenue. And the time is up. All right, so we're going to advance to Oriental Avenue. You'll each get $200 for pass and go. And this will be the final question of the big money round. Russ, it goes to you. Worth $550. Get out of here. Open up something I shouldn't have. All right. Fucking damn it. Russ, what monument was completed first? The Eiffel Tower or the Statue of Liberty?
Ooh, that's a good question. They were both completed around the same time. I am going to say the Eiffel Tower.
Nope, open season for Andy and Phillip. Phillip,
Statue of Liberty. I wonder what it is.
Hey, I wonder how you
$550
got
goes
that
to
one.
you, $1,325. Statue of Liberty was completed in 86, and that brings us to the end of our big money round. So, we have Phillip at 1325, Andy at 2505, Russ at 5445. We come back, we're going to give players the building values back, and we'll determine a winner right after this here on Monopoly. We'll be back. All right, welcome back to Monopoly. We had quite the hectic big money round. Some property groups were stolen. We had quite a few hostile takeovers, but that being said, it is now time for our players to collect money based on their improvements. So unfortunately, Andy doesn't get any money for his property improvements because he lost his only property group, so he'll remain at $2,505. Phillip, you had $1,325, and when we sell back all your improvements to the bank, you pick up $500, taking you now to $1,825. And Russ, all but one of the property groups, when we add up all the hotels and sell everything back in terms of property value, you rack up $4,500, which takes you up to $9,945, which means, Russ, you are the big winner here on Monopoly. So, Russ, you'll be going once around the block here in just a moment. Phillip, we're going to start with you, our third place player. You got the blue property group. There's not many opportunities to try to cash in on it, considering that I don't think we even landed anywhere near there.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Hey, well, you at least got a property group. You have $1,825, and our thanks for playing.
Awesome. Good luck in the bonus round, Russ.
Andy,
Thank you.
you have the yellow property groups in your hands at one point, but then Russ stole them from you, and you tried to get them back to no avail.
Yeah. I mean, I have fun, though, at least.
Hey, we're glad that you did, and hey, you're not leaving out of here empty-handed. $2,505, even with a losing effort, is still not bad for about an hour's work. So
Yeah,
thank
not
you
bad
for
day's
playing.
worth right there. Thank you.
All right, so that is Andy and Phillip, everybody, and Russ, $9,945. You friggin' did it. You were in the negative at one point in the course of the game, but you rebounded out of it and then some. But now, are you ready to try to claim this big jackpot?
Okay.
Doesn't sound enthused, but we'll go with it. Russ, it's time for you to go once around the block. All right, so here is how this is going to work, Russ. As you can see, the cash values of each of the properties have been removed, as well as the improvements. As you can see on the screen, you're going to have 5 rolls of the die. We're going to start you off on go. There we are. Just put Mr. Monopoly right down there on the board. Now, the object of the game is to land either pass go or land exactly on go in 5 rolls or less. If you can successfully land, or if you successfully get past go, we're going to give you $25,000 for yourself. However, if you should land exactly on go, you are going to win $50,000. Now, of course, each space you move on the board is worth $100 that you can try to potentially walk away with here. I know usually in the regular show they would make it $50, but we're going to double it here just because we're nice. And each time you survive a roll, you'll have the option to stop and walk with whatever money you've accumulated up to that point, or risk it and roll it. Because if at any point you land on a go to jail space, which I'll explain more about that in a second, you'll lose all your money and you'll leave empty-handed. Of course, we're not going to make this game easy for you. You're going to have to set some go to jail spaces. One on 2nd Street, one on 3rd Street, and 2 on 4th Street to make it a little more challenging for you. So that being said, let's start with 2nd Street. Where do you want to put your first go to jail space?
Let's see. For that first one, that's going to go on States Avenue.
States Avenue it is. Now, one on 3rd Street.
That will be on the Waterworks.
The Waterworks, okay? And now you got to place 2 on 4th Street.
It's just a little interesting. Well, I'm going to clump them together, Park Place and Luxury Tax.
Interesting decision putting them next to each other. We'll see if that ends up being a blessing or a curse. All right. So, Russ, my friend, 5 rolls to try to get to go. And if you're ready, wish you nothing but the best of luck. It's time to go once around the block for up to $50,000 in cash. Now, you get to control the die roll, so whenever you're ready, you just tell our Mr. Monopoly Logan to throw those dice whenever you're ready, and we'll get underway.
Now.
Starting these off with an 8.
Okay, well, we'll make it $50 because the game won't let me do anything otherwise. So actually, you have $400, not $800. So do you want to stop with your $400, or do you want to roll again? Oh, you're down.
It's not much. But words English can't. It's not that much to risk, so I will indeed roll again.
All right, your only bad roll is a 5.
Now.
Ooh, Q over 5, 7.
The 350 gets added. You are now up to $750. You are down to 3 rolls left. If you go for it, you'd be safe.
Yep. No danger here because Waterworks is a bit too far away. So let's go.
All right,
and
3 rolls
roll
left.
Now.
Where Stubbles gets you a free roll still.
It's a 4.
Another $200 for you. You are now up to $950. You are down to 2 rolls left. Now this is where it gets a little sketchy. 9 and 11 are your bad rolls. Now, of course, as I mentioned, doubles can still get you a free roll, but you're about to cross some dangerous territory should you decide to go for it. Do you want to stop with your $950, or do you want to go for it knowing that a 9 or an 11 will end you?
Oh, I'll risk it.
All right. Dice are in his hands whenever you're ready, and be careful.
All right, we're due for some doubles here now.
7.
It is safe. All right, you are at $1,300, and you are down to your final roll. Now, a 2, a 4, 11, and 12 are all bad rolls. 2, 4, 11, and 12. This is where it gets interesting. You essentially need a double here to stay in the game, but the problem is 3 of them are dangerous.
Uh-huh.
All I'll leave that
I
up to you. Do you
know.
want to stop with your 1300?
I'm not stopping. I'm rolling.
Oh, you live for this kind of dangerous stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. You need a double to have a chance at the jackpot. Let's hope you can roll a safe
Yeah,
number.
but it
Good
has to
luck.
be 6, 8. It has to be 6, 8, and 10, of course.
6, 8, and 10. Yup.
Now.
A 5.
Well, at least I don't go to jail.
You don't go to jail, but you do pick up another $1,550. And when we add that to your final winnings, Russ, you have a one-game total for yourself of $11,495. All in cash. So unfortunately, used up your 5 rolls, but again, no jail, so you get to keep your winnings, and there you go. There's your total for the night. Congratulations. Just wish we could have taken you a little bit further than that, but what can you do? That's just the dice for you. Well, Russ, enjoy those winnings, and we thank you for playing.
Thank you.
All right, well, folks, that's going to wrap things up here for our one-off game of Monopoly here on the Game Show Emporium. We thank you so much for watching and joining us here tonight. If you've not subscribed to the Emporium, click that button, ring the bell, join our wonderful community here. We have live streams every single Friday and Saturday, whenever our fearless leader, Pat Murphy, is available, of course. Don't miss the regular series of High Rollers and Super Jeopardy that he has going. In fact, our next stream is scheduled to be next Friday because Pat is looking to try to continue his High Roller series. But for now, that is going to go ahead and wrap things up for Monopoly. Thanks for joining us. I'm your guest host, Jose Cazarez, and for our fearless leader, Pat Murphy, and the rest of the team here at the Game Show Emporium, this has been Monopoly, and we'll see you next time for our next video here on the Emporium. Good night, everybody.